Episode 4 of the amazing digital circus is almost here, and we got an announcement video to break down. We already know a bit about this upcoming episode, but in this one, we got more information, such as returning characters, more lore about Kane, and more. So right off the bat, we start off with a 1980s-style intro with the Spudsies logo, resembling McDonald's, because this is obviously a McDonald's reference. And up next, we have what seems to be Gangle speaking. We do know that Gangle is the manager, so she'll be taking charge of this adventure. We see this shot, which is similar to this one in a previous video they've uploaded. We see Ragatha possibly trying to cheer Gangle with a baseball, but then right after, we see Gangle doing some kind of pep talk to Jax to perhaps motivate him to keep the workload going, even though his name tag says, "I don't care." We have Orbsman in action. He might be the owner of this establishment, maybe telling Pomni and Ragatha in this scene how everything works here exactly. Fast forward to this shot where we see Kane turning to a suggestions box. This could imply that Kane is running out of ideas and that he now needs suggestions from the crew to help him concoct more adventures. Moving on, I did not expect this. The Gloink Queen is returning with one of her Gloinks on her back, and Jax is puzzled and shocked probably as to how she got there in the first place. But hey, we got Gloink Queen back, and she may not be the only one that's returning. In this next scene, we see Pomni stressed out and getting jumped by a customer who I assume to be Gummy Goo. Why? I have no other evidence other than that we see a lower jaw of someone that's in white color. I might be reaching too far, but who knows? We hear Gangle saying,
"It's like somebody doesn't have their smile on."
We know that Gangle's getting a new mask, aka a new emotion or personality, in this next episode, so we might see Gangle fight against Jax and finally stood up for herself. And we also hear the narrator from the previous announcement video for episode 3, where at the end of that, the narrator got teleported to a meat freezer, where Pomni is apparently there too.
Supposed to be the narrator? Why'd they interrupt me? And I've been teleported to a meat freezer. Cool.
Hey.
So that was a foreshadowing. And Jax just picks up Ragatha, who knows what he'll gonna do. So it looks like Gangle is gonna be trying her new mask in Zubal's room. We don't know why she's in Zubal's room. We would have seen her in her room because that's where she keeps her masks. We see Kane presumably talking to everyone here. We don't know what he's saying, so we'll have to wait and see what that is. Gangle looks distraught or something. We see Jax in the right. So maybe Gangle noticed Jax's bad behavior in her establishment. We see Gangle looking sad and writing something on a notepad, and we can see Zubal's about to comfort her. We may see a one-to-one interaction with these two. But we also see Zubal in the restaurant, which means she's finally joining the gang and doing an adventure after neglecting Kane's adventures for so long. We see Gangle that looks like she doesn't like what Ragatha's saying and doesn't appreciate her lazy actions, so she might be a little too harsh in this episode. We see the gang entering Zubal's room. This might be where they see Gangle trying out her new mask and seeing the change in her personality, because Gangle looks crazy in this shot. Pomni's taking out the trash and Gangle caught her in 4K. Gangle seems to be trying her best to motivate Ragatha. We obviously know the gang's not gonna have a good time in this episode. And lastly, we see Kane and Jax talking, and Kane zipping his mouth while holding the suggestions box. Bubble's doing whatever here. Let's ignore Bubble here. And that's it. That's all we have. We'll just have to wait for December 13th to find out what happens in this adventure. Are you all excited? Comment your thoughts down below. Don't forget to subscribe while you're at it.